Okay, it is my pleasure to introduce our salutatorian for this 8th grade graduating class. Please give a warm welcome to Aden Cass.
Dear school board members, Mrs. Hummage, teachers, parents, family, and friends, thank you for all coming out tonight to see us 8th graders graduate into our high school years. It's an honor to speak to you today. I'm glad that I've attended GCA, even though this is my final year. I have to thank my parents for pushing me this year. I wouldn't be up here without them. I'd like to also thank my friends for helping me out, and I'm glad to be there for my friends as well. I've struggled a lot this year, but I've learned a lot through my struggles, and I'm working to apply what I've learned. I'd like to thank a few teachers. Miss Donahoe is really fun, she connects with us, and she's actually my bestie. I want to thank Mr. Snyder. He helped me learn shading, perspective, and texture. I'd also like to thank Coach Dale for being the funniest teacher we had. I came to GCA when I was in K4, and Mrs. Tremblay was my first teacher. I hadn't done learning until then, but when I got there, she pulled me to the back of the class. She took out a slip of paper with a word on it. I forgot what word it was. My mom used to point at words in the Bible, and I had no clue what they were. But as soon as Mrs. Tremblay pointed to the one word, everything about it made sense, and I said the word without hesitation. In kindergarten, I had Miss Jasinski as my teacher. One thing I remember about her class, I always wanted to be the line leader, but the good kids always got chosen. Then one day in chapel, I realized that the kid who was in the back when chapel started got to walk in the front when chapel ended. After that, I got more timeouts than I can remember to be in the back, and I was always first coming back from chapel. In first grade, I had Miss Sapansky as my teacher. I was afraid of her. I don't know why, but she was really intimidating to my first grade self. But this was the grade where I truly learned to read fluently. In second grade, I had Miss Joy. I actually remember 3 things about this class. We had a thing called ice cream math. I was the only kid to fail my multiples of 1, but I finished ice cream math first with one other person, and we got to be in the reading corner while everyone else took the test. The second thing I remember is that I was going to go play with the Legos after Anthony was done. So I took it apart and made something new. He got chosen to pray that day. I guess he didn't want me to take his Legos apart. So when he prayed that I would stop bullying him. The last thing I remember is kind of dumb. One day, Miss Joy told the class her brother Corey signed his name with the C stretching out under all the other letters. Thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I've been doing it ever since. In third grade, I Miss Erickson. I also found her scary. She was a lot better than I thought she'd be though. She was nice to all of us and taught us well. I do remember that she had an encyclopedia in the back. I read it whenever I got bored, and I went over the Greek mythology a million times. In fourth grade, I had Mrs. Clappy. I again don't remember much from this class. All I remember is that I thought the Lemonade war books were really cool and she'd read them out to the class. She also had us write down what we wanted to be in life. She had us say them out loud. Then she took one of the papers, threw it away, and said if we didn't start working on our dreams now, they would end up just like the paper. That really humbled my 4th grade self. In 5th grade, we had Miss Simon. This is the year we started going outside during the little kids' recess to play with them. I just remember that it was fun being with them. Another thing is that COVID hit, and it was really boring. I did get my homework done fast, though, and I was able to call people in my class the rest of the day. In 6th grade, I had Miss Sapansky. Not the same one as in 1st grade, though. She married the 1st grade teacher's son. We were still at home a lot that year due to COVID, so again, I had time to call friends since I was able to get through homework quickly. In 7th grade, I had Miss Block as my homeroom teacher. This year was a challenge for me. I was able to start electives. I got into the GCA news, which was really fun. I heard if you join first semester, you get Thanksgiving food. So I joined the next year too. Finally, 8th grade, right now. I want to thank my entire class for being awesome and my teachers for instructing me. Finally, I'd like to thank God for helping and carrying me throughout the entire year.